They keep doing that. It do be like that from time to time. All right. Let's see now. Well, Steven was here for a while. Hey, Steven. I don't know if you're still here. It says you're not, but hello, if you are or were. Haven't really made my mind up exactly what I want to talk about today. So I will wait and see if who joins. Oh, no one I'd rather watch is streaming right now. That would suck. I looked, I didn't see anybody, but that doesn't mean anything. So right now I am using a little bit of craftiness, and I am putting the uh, armor that would normally go on the forequarters of a Byzantine horse on the legs of a blenny. And let me tell you, it's not super easy because one of the legs is kind of up and wanting to do its own thing, and that's making it where the piece isn't really wanting to sit right. But I think I'm going to be able to make it happen. And uh, whatever doesn't happen right will be green stuffed. So yeah. So basically, we're talking about this blenny is going to have a chainmail skirt, pretty much. And then I will continue the belt around the back with green stuff. So let's get that lay straight. I just need that to lay straight. Lay straight, you. See, it don't want to lay straight because there's a hand in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that hand because I was going to remove it anyway. So now I've got an even better reason to move it. Oh, and now all of a sudden, yeah, it's going to fit just fine in there. Nice. So the hand was messing me up. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? That beauty. Beauty. You see? He's got his chainmail thing hanging down. Like I said, I'll just grab a little green stuff and I'll make him a belt. I might actually make him some overalls. You know what I mean? Because that might be a little bit more realistic. I was out in the garage looking for buildings, and I found this sprue, and it's got some really big round shields on it. And looking at the weapons, this is Dark Age Irish. So why the Dark Age Irish had these massive round shields, I don't know, but they did apparently. A lot of smaller shields too, bucklers. But and I think when I built my Irish for Saga, I used mostly the bucklers. And by I think, I mean I'm looking right at them. They're right there. So yeah. Still not completely painted, but there is a unit of Irishmen. And there is the leader of a unit of Draugr. And here is a unit of. Okay, everything's breaking. My knife just fell. And when he fell, his axe snapped off. That's what you get when you're dealing with freaking resin. Luckily, it's not hard to fix. And what I'll end up doing then is give him something other than the double axe. Now, it sucks because I'd rather it not broke, but yeah, he's an extra. Here is a unit of Norse berserkers painted up and ready to go. You know, and he is an extra, which is fine. Do I got any weapons on this Irish thing that I want to use? Yeah, there's a knife here, big knife. I think I'll just snip that bad boy off and give it to my Viking and call it a day, right? So, anyway, Saturday in the park. I think it worked the 4th of July. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day. It's funny. The little camera is on, keeps bouncing up and down. It's like, I know, I'm looking at it. I I've been using this computer for basically everything because the my brand new computer, wouldn't you know it, the charger broke. Like whatever holds the charger inside of the computer so that it will actually charge broke. So, it just won't charge. So I bought a new charger. They're pretty cheap, like $12 or something. And when it arrives here, hopefully that'll fix the problem. Otherwise, I'll have to take the computer in and have to get it fixed. I mean, it's less than a year old, really, but it's my fault it's broke, though. And I know that it is because I was setting up playing on it at night, which I shouldn't be doing. And I fell asleep. And apparently, when I rolled over, the computer fell off the bed and messed it up. But this computer has everything that's on that computer, so it's a total backup, basically. So we'll see. Let's now these big ass shields. I'm thinking I'm gonna put on one of my ships, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe I'll hold them off. Got a couple of like early medieval ships, long ships, and stuff like that. Maybe I'll hold it off. So let's just put this here for a second. And what is this? This is more. Yeah, this is more. Put this here for a second. And then we'll look at my Blimmy and his skirt. Skirt. He ain't skirt. Right. You never loved me, Mom. And I needed you so much. Right. That was a actual hilarious freaking skit. I wonder where my brother is. Except it's 6 o'clock, so he's probably eating. There's Mr. Pilkington. Hello, Mr. Pilkington. I assume you didn't go to Discord, so let me put it here. I put it in Discord too, but I'll put it here too. So dug out all of these houses. I figure they'll be okay to set up as like terrain when the adventurers are exploring Flan. Yeah, I'm thinking that'll be cool. Hoping. Hmm, what I got here? Oh, Jesus, World War II Germans. I gave my German army away, but every now and then I still find the occasional sprue of
Hey,
German. Hey, and that's what this is. It looks like German infantrymen. MG42, we got three MP44s, MP40, a Russian PPSH 41 on the sprue. Pretty wide selection of weapons here.
nice.
A second MG40, but it's an MG, no, it's an MG38.
You know what you could do with those?
Hmm, I don't know, put them together, play bolt action if I ever want to do that again.
Possibly, but I was thinking if you just want to use the weapons, you could put a few drubbins on it and then turn them into sci-fi weapons.
Right?
Yeah,
Put them on my goofy ass
that's what Star Wars did.
North Star Miniatures sci-fi guys.
Yep. I
Okay,
mean, Han
so
Solo's pistol was just, what,
broom handled
90,
Mauser, wasn't it?
yeah, room having a Mauser.
Yeah, all of the stormtrooper weapons were those damn Sten guns,
Yep.
except for the really big ones were MP38 or MG38s.
Was it 38? I don't know how to.
It's either 38 or the 42.
Yeah.
How you can tell is the 38 has the sleeve around the barrel has holes in it, whereas the sleeve around the barrel of the 42 kind of has a slit down it, like a crease down it. And the main difference between one and the other is the rate of fire.
Hmm.
When they came out with the newer model, the 42, they slowed the rate of fire down kind of big time.
Yep. And then when they modernized it, they just put a more NATO round in it.
Right. And then it got modernized. But, oh, so the Scourge of Minneapolis has
Vic,
joined.
hey Vic.
Hey man,
How you doing, Vic? Oh, look, it looks
Scourge of
nice wherever you
Minneapolis.
are.
That's what you're calling me now. Okay, whatever.
Well, that's what it says, the Scourge.
I'll take it. What the hell?
So I am building a belt
Nice day for you, huh, Vic?
for our blimmy.
Not bad outside.
Unless that's like AI or something.
That's a little AI there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never can tell anymore.
For me, it's been rainy and rainy.
It's been okay down here, just hot, like 90 degrees all damn day.
Well, that's okay. I'll take 90 degrees all day long. But
Well,
I'm just weird like that, so
you are.
Yeah.
It must be your Mediterranean blood,
I guess I'll take it.
because I'm all like, F this. I want it hot. Some like it hot when the heat is on.
What
Anyway,
is wrong with this damn thing?
oh,
Trying to upload an image for a background and it's not giving me anything. So,
no. I was going to say, just born this way.
well, whatever. So, did you see that last one I sent you? The email I sent you there?
Are you talking about the monster?
Well, I know you saw the monster.
I was going to say, I sent you back, commented.
Yeah, I know. I sent you another one. It was what was it about?
Mentioned it in a live stream.
Oh, it was a Medallion of Nightmares.
Is that like something horrible that your party might find and you're like,
Yep.
yeah, it seems like that would be what that is. Yeah, I was trying to explain the monster. I don't know if I was getting it across, but
I understand what you're trying to say.
it really was
You
cool.
want to take away the Constitution, well, I want to take away the levels. I want it to play out, meaning slow, slow, exorbitant torture for the victim.
Yeah, the reason I definitely would go with Con is just because that's how it's done in Hyperborea.
Right. Well, you can do it whatever. It's supposed to be neutral. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and let me tell you, it doesn't take one con.
Yeah.
It takes a die of con. And
Right.
depending on how much of a dick you want to be, you get to pick which die.
Yeah. But
And
that would be
takes
that's a nasty monster. I was thinking of that, and I was like, oh damn! Any game that monster appears
well,
in,
imagine if it does 2 dice 6 con
yeah,
if you sleep with it. On a good roll, you have killed most average humans.
right,
They're just dead. So, and that's not saying, well, I've decided this thing does like die 8 con damage,
right,
which you could do,
right,
make it even worse. And another thing to remember, like, is in AD&D, there's my brother. In AD&D, if you have access to enough magic, you can always get like a restoration.
yeah.
In Hyperborea, con damage can only be healed, and it takes a full day of nothing but bed rest to heal 1 point.
Right.
So if that thing were to hit you for 10 con damage, not only are you totally effed,
Right.
but you got to lay in bed for 10 days to
Oh,
get back
hey,
to normal.
whatever happens, I mean, that's what you get for sleeping with the devil.
Right. So
You know?
the more I think
Yep.
about it, while the level damage is nasty, I think the con damage is worse.
If
At
if
higher
they're able
level,
to come
definitely
back from the
worse.
con damage, let's say he's an 18 Constitution, he sleeps with her, and then 18 days later he's finally able to walk again, and he decides to sleep with him again.
Well, she keeps him around, keeps feeding him.
Yeah, she lives off that power that she's getting. That's what the thing was. She's living off that power. You know what I mean?
Right. She's like,
So so she's like a vampire, except for she's just sucking the life energy out of them and giving it back, and then they never turn into a gas themselves because they're males. You know what I mean?
right.
Vampire succubus mix there.
Oh
It,
no. This
it's
is
different.
a whole new monster that's going into my
Ah,
that's either I'm going to be using in my next module, or it's going to be in a um in my grimoire that I'm creating right now. I just got done. I got like 44 evil magics in there that you can pick up in your campaign that would be like, you son of a bitch, dungeon master. Where did this come from? It's like it's a random roll, buddy. You roll the exact number you needed, then you got to roll again, and you find out what magic table you're going to. So it's this is the magic you find, and sorry, you picked it up.
I kind of thought, Tim, the same thing as you.
yeah.
But then the more I read it and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, it's not really a mix between a succubus and a vampire. It's kind of doing its own thing, right?
Fair enough.
And it's like, I mean, it's a pretty nasty monster. Like I said, the fact that this one lives in the city.
Right. She can
You
be the
know,
she can
this
be
is not
she can be
something
the
you
local madam
encounter
of
in
the
a ruined
whorehouse.
castle. You encounter this in a bar, and it always goes after the most burly, manly men. So which is a
Don't
good
worry,
thing.
Tim. We would all be flunked out of this one.
Right. I was going to say that's a good thing if you're a mage, because it's going to take one look at your 10 con and be like, yeah, I don't need any of that.
Yeah.
Oh no, this thing needs a man.
She needs somebody virile and manly and
So that she can break him down into nothing.
right.
See,
Sort of like
how I changed it in my game is any man she killed would come back as a white.
I read that in your description. I just assume they just get killed because she doesn't like men no matter what. Because look at their births go. You know what I mean? She keeps
Right.
the female children. She gives away the male children. She doesn't want them around. You know what I mean?
Right.
They get too annoying. So
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I'm
another thing. The fact that she could have children.
yeah,
It kind of half reminds me of a Slavic witch that they talk about that kidnap children to eat them, but
Mhm.
not really. It's like there's a lot going on with that monster. A lot of stuff you could do.
yeah.
A lot
Well,
of
that's why I created her. Right? She is a multifaceted, multi-rolled. You know what I mean? Monster that you stick in your campaign, and she's got, you know what I mean? She's got control. You know what I'm saying? So
right. See, when I was reading it, I could not help but ask myself,
that's Hungar's next girlfriend.
which ex-girlfriend did he base this on? That's what I kept thinking. I was like, this is definitely an ex-girlfriend. So I'm just wondering which
It's your
one.
ex-wife. It's your ex-wife, James. I'm just
It could be. Could be. I mean, I'm not gonna deny it. She was pretty evil.
oh well, that's about as evil as you get. That character, that monster is she's all about wealth. Let's put it that way. It's all about wealth.
Yep. And she's not afraid to monkey branch.
Nope.
If she's with one dude that's got like a 16 con and she sees another dude with a 17 con
Oh yeah.
belong to the first dude, he's out. He's gone.
Yeah.
She's
She only breeds of the finest.
Yeah. She is upgrading. Your ass is gone. And that means probably dead.
Right. Well, in a module I wrote with that one, with that monster, she was purely exclusively about the money, and she would marry people. She would marry men for the money and for their lands. You know what I mean? Because that's
Right.
what she could do. She'd stay married to him for a couple of years and kill him off, and then oh, the grieving widow. You know, you know what I mean?
So a monster that's literally a black widow.
Yeah, literally. Someone will warn you to stay away from Timmy. If the first thing that come out of their mouth is money, stay away from them.
Money.
Don't do the Johnny Bravo thing. Like, Mama's warned me about women like you. I was hoping she was right.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo. Yeah.
Well, I'm all about staying away from women like that.
Well, I mean, I don't gotta worry about it.
Nope, she makes more than you, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I ain't worried about it. It's all good. All good in the hood.
yeah. Oh, so I got. Let's see here. Just an update on my grimoire. I have got. I sent you one of them.
So that's what I haven't seen yet. I was in bed early last night.
Should I tell
I
you
didn't
what?
slept like most of the day. It was weird,
Should I read you this one that I sent you?
If you want it.
Medallion of Nightmares. While this medallion will allow wearer to fight as a fighter of the next highest level, it also functions as a highly vivid nightmare generator. Every creature player slays, part of the essence of that creature is transferred into the medallion. When the player is asleep at night, the nightmares begin, and the creatures again attack the player every night as they sleep. If the player doesn't take off the medallion for over 72 hours, the nightmares will continue to erode their mind. Have the players roll a percentage die every night, adding 2% for every day they wear the medallion. If they take it off for 72 hours and wear it again, the accumulation begins again. If the player fails to make his percentage roll, they die in their sleep.
Wow.
That nasty enough?
That's pretty nasty, I would say.
Just one of the nasty ones I've got in there.
You know, I
That would
kind
have
of,
no effect on the Goblin Slayer.
well, yeah. But you know
He
what
already
I
has
was
nightmares.
thinking of actually, Tim?
What's that?
I was actually thinking of Berserk Guts.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because you know how he's got the brand?
Yep.
See, that would be a cool thing you could convert over to a magic item, like a medallion that's cursed, and when you put it on, it does something good, but it makes it where the chances for wandering monsters at night doubles or triples.
Oh, I got one of those in here too.
Because that's how the tattoo that Guts has on his back works, on his neck. It literally summons the undead or demons to wherever he is.
Yeah, I got one of those in here too. I got a it's a neck, I think it's a necklace or it's an amulet of undead attraction. Every undead within a mile knows where you're at and they start coming for you.
See,
But
that's,
what if you're a cleric?
well, then you're gonna be in trouble because
Hey, Timmy.
in Hyperborea, clerics can only turn undead once per day.
Right. Hey, Timmy, it's every undead. So it could be a lich that's coming after you. You don't know.
Fair enough. Hopefully you're a very high level cleric to fight that off.
Right. You're
kind of screwed.
you're a first level player and you're wearing that necklace. Yeah. Let's see what your odds are. Your party's going to be very busy.
Your party's going to
And
be
then
very
if you
dead.
go into a city, you might attack a Fairghast.
Yeah, there you go. No, a Fairghast is actually alive. It's not undead. So.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, it'd have to be to. Well, not necessarily, but still.
My
But
bard
anyways,
would probably just cut off
let's
a
think
leg
of
of
it this
the.
way, Tim. Just think of it this way, Tim. You're walking by a cemetery and you all of a sudden see like 35 skeletons come out of the ground. Yeah.
I'll just keep cutting their legs off and turning them into rabbits.
Yeah. Well,
Because I've done that once before.
It's like that one scene from Heavy Metal when the one guy crashes in the jungle.
Oof, yeah, that one.
You remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You're just
Been a while
dead.
since I've seen Heavy Metal though. So
I sort of liken it to the Walking Dead, where you saw the all these undead start, congregating and start coming after the fences and stuff.
How about Thriller?
The bomber pilot.
Yeah.
How about Thriller, but without the dancing?
You're in a castle keep and you see all these undead, 1,000 undead from a field of battle come after you. They start crawling on each other. They're trying to get up into the castle itself. What was the movie that did that with? Oh God,
Army of Darkness.
Actor, huh?
Army of Darkness.
Yeah. What was it? Z?
Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness.
Yeah. The Z, or what is it? Z or something?
I didn't watch that World War Z bullshit.
Yeah, World War Z. I think it was.
No, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah,
he accidentally, when he put the Necronomicon back, didn't say the words right, and it woke up the Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
and they started marching on it, and it's crazy too because you see skeletons with spades, right, digging up other skeletons, and they like pull the coffin open, they smack him on the head, and they're like, "Get up, time to go to work," you know. Yeah, and then of course the gratuitous boobies. You see skeletons dragging some booby girls around, and they're like, "We've got plans for you, missies," and all this shit. Like, what do they got plans for them? What are they going to do? I mean,
I know it's just crazy. There's that one in there. There's some other ones in there that are really there's a soul stealer where as you're using the weapon against another person
They
that
need the ladies to make more skeletons.
you use the weapon against another one at 10% chance every time you use it that the weapon will take your soul and switch it with those that you're fighting.
that would be the worst. You get trapped in the body of a zombie.
Or a goblin. Think of it this way: you're next thing you know, you're looking down, going, "How'd my skin turn green? What the hell's this weapon on my?"
Oh, look at you with your new style fangled bullshit.
Yeah.
Everyone knows goblins don't have green skin. They have leathery orangish skin.
Oh well,
Come on. AD&D for a life.
Yeah.
Except in Hyperborea where there are no goblins at all. They don't exist. As a matter of fact, the only humanoid that really does exist is orcs and gnolls. And orcs are half demons, and gnolls are the product of some crazy wizard mixing shit up.
Oh, just like an owlbear in AD&D.
Yep.
You know.
I don't know if owlbears are in. See, luckily though, when I sit down here, I bring my books. So I wonder. Yep, there he is. I open it right up to the page. Owlbear.
Owlbears are a
The
mix
chances.
of
What are the chances?
Mm.
the owlbears were a creation of a mad wizard.
Yep. Says here they are the progeny of sorcerous experimentation. These unnatural egg-bearing creatures are extremely aggressive and may be found in hills, woodlands, and caves. They are typically encountered singly, rogue males, or in small family groups. They often emit terrible shrieks while attacking.
Hungar the Starvarian says, "I'm gonna." Your brother says, "I got the last one I'm ever gonna have. If I mess this up, I'm going to live in the mountains and living in a cave." Well, your brother probably has property with a cave on it, so you wouldn't have to go far there, Hungar.
He knows. He knows where the caves are. I'll just pull all the lumber down off of that mine shaft. You can live in there.
There you go.
Okay,
If
I'll
there's
see I'll
coal
get
in
it
it,
here
if
too,
there's
which is
coal in it, you wouldn't have to go far for a little heat either, Hungar. You could just chip some off and make a little coal fire in front of the cave entrance.
yeah, that's not smart. Accidentally catch all the coal in the mine. The whole it turns into that place up in Ohio or Pennsylvania where like
Pennsylvania, that town in Pennsylvania where
yeah, there's been a coal fire going underground for like 70 years or some shit.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't need any of that. So
All kinds of fun. Now I gotta go. Now I'm working on spells, evil spells for the
Evil
grimoire.
monsters.
No, for the grimoire.
Yeah.
The monsters I might just hold back and use them as my personal little thing for writing when I'm writing modules and stuff like that for my group, so that I can just go, oh, I gotta pull out something new here.
Okay, fair. How about this, Vic? How about
What?
this? What would you want on a magical sword?
Me? If I
Yeah.
had a magical sword?
Yep.
You know what? I would prefer anything above plus one and above. Let's see here. I would want to make sure. I like the idea of it glowing when evil gets near. You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh, hey, something's coming near within, let's say, 50 feet. That would be a nice little addition. And what else would I would like? Uh, yeah, that's about it. Because I don't want the bad effects. Because if you look in the AD&D book and you have an intelligence sword, there is some really nasty effects that can happen. Right, Bear, or
Okay.
right, James? The less, sometimes less is more in this case. Let's put it
Well,
that way.
that was just Gary Gygax being heavily inspired by Moorcock.
Yeah,
Just like he was inspired by Moorcock when he wrote White Plum Mountain and made Black Razor.
right.
I mean, come on, we all know what that is. You ain't got to pretend.
Yeah.
You know, that's the Black Blade from Elric.
Now, Vic, what I had on
Mungard
my
knows
sword
about
was
it because it killed his character once.
in one of my games. What I had on my sword was divination.
Eh, but here's the thing: the more you put into something, the more complicated it gets. The more the shit can go wrong. It's just like a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have all these computers or anything else. You can pretty much determine pretty quickly how to get that car started or what's wrong.
Yeah.
You put a computer in a car and you're up shit creek. You know what I mean?
I
So
get it.
my thing is the simpler is the better. You know what I'm saying? So
Fair, but it was kind of fun having that sword. That sword was fun.
right,
It caused more troubles than it solved, but it was so fun.
right. Well, I understand where you're coming from. I really do. And it's sort of like somebody asking me, do you want plate mail armor or chainmail? And I always look at them and go, I want chainmail. And they're just like, why? Because I want to be able to move. I do not want to be a target. As much as I like to fight, if I was going to be a fighter in like AD&D, I still want to be able to move. I don't know if my party says we're getting the hell out of here. I'm going to be like, yep, we're getting the hell out of here. I'm coming with you. Not, oh, I'll be catching up in next week when I finally get this just plate mail armor rolling. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing: my cleric has plate mail, and I fixed that issue. I can fly.
Oh well, that's well and fine when you're a higher level and you've got that kind of stuff. But if I'm starting out as a player, I want chainmail, a
Yeah,
shield,
that's fair.
a +1 sword, and
Well,
I
let's
basically
face it,
got
that
what I
20
wanted.
foot move is not wonderful.
What'd you
You know,
say?
The 20-foot movement speed, that's
yeah,
just
that's
not
not fun.
wonderful.
I
Nope.
know.
But hey, I went from being the slowest character to basically outspeeding everybody in the party because I can fly up
Hey,
to
that works
120
all
feet
well and
direct.
good, Timmy. That works all well and good until you have an opponent that can chase you down, flying after you.
Like a dragon.
Well, yeah, or like I did in one module with Carlos Lissing. Carlos is like, well, he starts flying away. I said, well, I can fly. So I had a wand of magic missile on me. So I chased after the dragon, firing magic missiles up his backside. And I chased after the dragon. Well, guess who finally won? I did because I couldn't miss. It was like, here, magic missile, magic missile, magic missile. No, I expended that wand basically by the time I was done, but I won the day. You know what I mean?
Well, until James said, "What about dragon?" I was like, I could probably take anything 1-on-1. The
Well,
dragon might be a little bit of an issue.
remember the one rule. If you're chasing it, you have the advantage. If it's chasing you, you're fucked. Especially Timmy, when they know the air better than you do. I mean, and if they're able to turn, there's rules inside AD&D where they give you the turns of how fast a dragon and stuff like that can
Yeah,
turn.
turn radiuses.
Turn radiuses and everything else. If they can turn faster than you, it's just like a dogfight, and you have to be on the inside edge and keeping those things. But the advantages with a magic missile where you cannot miss is your right
Aim
there up
is-
their tail. You know what I mean? You're causing complete damage all the time.
Yep.
So that's the one thing I would tell your character if they were flying, to get a magic missile wand. So you're just like, oh, I got a magic missile wand. I can fly and I can shoot at the same time. So unless you have a pair of wings. If you've got wings of flying, you're screwed. If
I
you
got
have
a
a ring
cape
of
of
flying,
flying.
you're okay.
I got a
But-
cape of flying.
Okay. You gotta have those hands free.
My hands are free.
All right.
I can hit with my hammer and fly.
Your hammer only goes so far, though.
I know.
You need something that, if it can outfly you or go a little faster than you or go the same speed as you, you're going to be 50 feet behind. You're going to want a magic missile to sit there and just pew, 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 pew. You know, you're hitting them every time with that missile and you're bringing them down, you know, because you're trying to make sure that they can't say a spell back at you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're hitting them consistently, they're not going to be able to say a spell or do something too crazy to bring you down, you know.
Squirrel.
That.
I gotta say, the two things I can do is take a lot of damage because I got like a -4 AC and fly.
But magic missile doesn't it
Yeah, I
automatically
know.
hit?
It automatically hits. That'd be an issue.
Yeah. So
If
that's
only
what
I
I'm
had
saying.
shield. If only I had shield.
Unless you have a necklace of, what is that? Is it necklace?
Absorption.
Absorption, yeah.
Yeah.
Either you want the shield spell or necklace of absorption. Because shield spell just eats up the magic missile, which I did actually get to use in what was it, Bloodsworth game once. Somebody tried to use magic missile on the gnome, and I basically put a shield on her first. So the shield so the magic missile got to do nothing.
Now, if you had a wand of fireball, you know, you could still do it, or lightning, but you still got to aim to shoot. I even tell my players, all right, you got a wand of lightning. You got to roll a 20-sided die and tell me what you get, because it's a cone-shaped thing. It doesn't mean somebody can't evade you. Fireball inside of a room, totally different object. You know what I mean? You're doing a blast radius sort of thing. But you know,
Yeah, the thing players always forget about Fireball, though, is it has a blast radius and it will expand until it hits that blast radius.
right?
Which means if you're standing outside of a 20 by 20 room and you throw Fireball in there, it's
Yep.
coming out into the hall.
Yeah, it's back blasting on you.
It will back blast right out of there, right on your ass, and then there
Right.
you'll be.
Unless you have a delayed fireball. Remember the delayed fireball spell where you throw it in there and you slam the door and you run for it.
And run like hell, yeah.
One thing about my cleric though, kind of wish I still had flame strike. One
But you
scroll
don't,
of
so
that
no
was
one
awesome.
cares.
It was an awesome spell to have for a moment.
You know what I kind of wish?
Nearly took out 3 trolls with it.
I kind of wish you would admire my fully painted Clue characters.
Nice.
Professor Plum,
Oh,
and Mrs.
hey,
Green,
speaking
and
of
Miss
things-
Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, and Pastor Blue, and then, of course, Mrs. White, the cook. That's right. That's how I do Clue.
2 is telling
Plus,
us
you
something.
can also use them for Call of Cthulhu.
Yep.
So I am currently painting some Red Hood bandits, which the players have been kind of dealing with lately. Called such because they wear red hoods. You probably figured that out, huh?
Yeah. Do they work for the Red Hood?
Nope, they're just guys that wear red hoods. The Red Hood.
Speaking of
That fucking
speaking of things of paint, I
was a
have
Batman
a
villain.
box of harlots. I don't know if you've ever seen that kit, James. There's a box of harlots. They're all these ladies of the evening that you could paint up for your game.
I have
Hell,
I have quite a few miniatures from Reaper that are the strumpets.
I
You
was
know?
about to call them that because
Yeah, they're
strumpets
like
are.
all hanging their boobs out, trying to look seductive. Like, all right.
You got to have the oldest profession, right?
Well, the way my group is, I'm surprised that some of the ladies I play with didn't choose those miniatures for their characters. They're a little wild.
Okay, then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're a little wild.
Let's see here. No, god dang it, where are they? I know I bought them somewhere. I can't remember where they are at.
So last night,
Vic's looking for more trollops.
Oh boy.
last night, just because I decided to, as I went to bed, put on Troy. And I was not disappointed.
Fair. Okay, James, what do you think about the new Odysseus movie coming out?
Shut up. That's what I think.
Not a fan, huh?
Well, I'm not even Greek, and I'm just like, really, guys? Come on. I don't know if you ever heard of or watched Metatron. He's
So
a, a YouTuber.
I've heard of him. I think I've watched a few of his videos.
Man, he is not happy.
Well, I don't blame him. That looks terrible as a movie.
Well, he I think is Sicilian.
Oh yeah, Metatron. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing about Sicilians are, before the Italians conquered Sicily, they were a Greek outpost.
Yep.
And so,
Greg's got pretty far around.
oh yeah, most of southern Italy, south of Rome, was Greek.
Yep.
And then, Rome put the kibosh on that shit. But I mean, the point is, he is taking this whole thing very, very personally, I think. And then there's also some actual Greeks that are taking this shit personal too. They're pretty pissed off about it. You
I don't
know,
blame him. I don't blame him.
me
They
neither.
all like it just like, I'm not gonna watch it. Don't care.
Oh yeah, no way. I wouldn't watch it if it was free on TV.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to watch it out of spite that they made it, because I'm like, I am just so sick and tired, honestly, of people taking important stories from history. And if people want to argue about whether or not the thing is real or not, fine. But the fact is that even if it isn't real, it's set in a real time with real tribes in a real country, So it's not a myth. People like to say, well, it's mythology, but it's not mythology. It's something different. It's like a combination of mythology and history, right? And that's just different. That's a different thing you're talking about, right? And the fact that they think that it's just a-okay to frickin' take this national treasure, really, hot squirrels, and then just completely disrespect it so hard.
How would they like it
And,
if we just turned Shaka Zulu into a white woman?
well, that's what Metron said. Coming soon, Shaka Zulu, played by Ryan Gosling. And it's like, first off, that's never going to happen. But secondly, even if we started doing stupid shit like that, it wouldn't fix the problem,
No.
you know. Because I personally would be just as upset if they made Shaka Zulu a white guy as I am if they make, Achilles a woman, right?
Yeah.
And that's because, and you probably know this by now, my good friend Tim, since you hang out with me more than basically anybody but Hungar, I'm kind of into history.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
like my history to be history. I don't like it when people just start randomly changing shit for no reason. So
You mean
yeah,
you mean sort of like Star Trek or Star Wars, where J.J. Abrams murdered the last three movies of Star Trek or Star Wars? You know?
J.J.
That
Abrams
wasn't just
murders
Abrams.
everything. That is all that guy can do.
The second movie was made by a different guy, and it was also equally terrible, if not worse.
Yeah, but
Star
no,
Trek,
no,
or
no,
are you
no.
thinking
This
Star
is this
Wars?
is the Kathleen Kennedy problem. This is where we come down to it. Kathleen Kennedy was handed the reins to the Star Wars universe, and she murdered it. I mean, she's the one that was behind everything and murdered the whole thing. She caused Disney more money than anybody that's ever worked there. As far as I'm
Okay,
concerned,
you guys are talking Star Wars. I thought you were talking Star Trek.
no, not Trek. Wars.
Because Star Wars started out with JJ, who did nothing but copy the original movie,
Yep.
except make it stupid.
Yeah.
And then they replaced him with Roundhead Ryan, who
For the
was
second one. And then the third one, they
completely
brought back
not
JJ
better.
again.
And then the third one was like really terrible. It was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what
But
are you
also was made
assholes
by
even
JJ
thinking?
Abrams, too. Like, they had, like, one guy come in for the second movie, then
I agree,
brought
Mobius.
JJ
That's my
back.
point.
Well, yes, Mobius, they did. They ruined it totally. What they should have done is taken the books that were approved by George Lucas. Every book was approved by George Lucas. The outline, everything. He went through, he knew Star Wars lore better than anybody.
Yep.
And he could have said yay or nay to all the scripts. And if he would have said yay or nay to the scripts, including he could have done the one where Chewbacca died on Serpentine, and had that a dramatic scene and everything else, and it would have been a far better movie. Everybody would have went to that goddamn movie to see how Chewbacca died and everything else,
Yep.
and probably would have sold out, been a bigger sales that they could have possibly imagined. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
we've been over this though. We've been over. This is like the same discussion as you hear, and we all take part in occasionally, of Serenity. How Firefly was effed over. It's like,
right. Well, even everything gets effed over. Dungeons and Dragons got effed over, as far as I'm concerned, when it came down to 2E. 2E was the what do you want to call it? What do I call it? The pandering to the religious right is what I call it. You know, and
well, I mean, it was more than that, but it was that.
I mean,
It was
there was a
also
money
trying
grab,
to erase Gary Gygax from
right?
any sort of mention in the game.
Right, and it's just
And it
got
was,
steadily
like you
worse.
said,
Far as I'm
pandering to
concerned.
the religious right or the religious left. I don't even know. But I know you had a bunch of moms against D&D and shit like that.
Well, I know, and then other companies are the same way. Look at Pazia, Steve Jackson Games. They've lost their course because they've brought in people that they thought, oh, these people are no. You're not sticking to your base. The people who pay the money. You know what I mean? I mean, these old white guys now that played in the 70s and 80s are now turning into their 60s, right? They've got money to burn. They want to go to Dungeons and Dragons. They want to play games again, and they've got money to burn. Our kids are
Doesn't
out of the
matter.
house, and they will pay good money for whatever they want. And all I have to do is point to the convention circuit. Look
Look,
at Gary Con. Look at Gen Con. Look at some of these other conventions where these guys are paying $3,000 a ticket for a weekend of fun.
Yeah, they're idiots.
They're idiots. They got money and they want to spend
And
that kind
spend
of
money. They can spend it how they want, but I'm not
That's right.
spending
That's what I'm saying.
$3,000 on going to.
But James, let me ask you a question. And I'll
I
ask
can play
Timmy
games
this
at
too.
home.
Timmy, you can be part of this question or answer. Dungeons and Dragons, let's say they bring in somebody old school, not Luke Gygax. Let's just say somebody old school, like yourself, James, and they go through the whole Dungeons AD&D from front to back. First edition, they go from front to back, repair all the things that Gygax did wrong, spelling errors, blah, 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 but generally keep it all the same. And they compile it into the books again, right?
Right.
Except for the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master Guides, which are expanded because they take the Unearthed Arcana stuff and it migrated into those two books, right?
Okay.
Would you buy another set?
Probably not.
I'd buy my first set if that would happen.
I
have
would.
any
I know I
You
AD&D.
know
would.
why I probably wouldn't?
Why?
Because I'll be playing Hyperborean.
Yeah, he'll be playing Hyperborea.
And I don't need any more D&D.
Well,
Had enough.
I would buy it because I'm
Now, one thing I will buy when I get a chance to is more of the Arkham horror role-playing game.
all right.
I
Let's
will
say
buy
the
that.
originator of Arkham Horror comes back. I don't know if they've
Oh,
moved
no,
on.
this is a brand new game.
Okay. Let's say in 30
And I
well,
desperately,
30 years
desperately,
you'll be dead
desperately
anyways.
want to get the starter set called Welcome to Promise because it's set in Louisiana, and one of the pre-generated characters you can play is Jim Culver, the blues man. And every time we play Mansion of Madness Second Edition, I always play Jim Culver. Right? So I want to see how they did him. I'm willing to buy that box set just to see how they did James Culver or Jim Culver in this edition of the game. And I've got 3 miniatures of him. He's just a black guy wearing a suit with a trumpet and his hat on, because he's a Mississippi blues man. That's what he does. That's Jim Culver. Except his trumpet's magical, and when he plays it, it can make people around him feel less insane. And also, he can see ghosts, like in that one movie. As a matter of fact, when he's in New Orleans, one of his favorite things to do is go to the above ground graveyards and play blues music for the ghosts that are still haunting there. See, he's a cool guy, right? He plays his trumpet. He plays the blues. He's nice to the undead that are still, for some reason, stuck on Earth. And in game, he's a support character. He's basically a healer in the game. That's his whole purpose. When people take emotional damage and start going insane, by playing his trumpet, he can calm them down. So I actually have one miniature of Jim Culver, and it's Snoop Dogg, but it's dressed up like a 20s blues man, but he's got the braids sticking out. It's fucking Snoop Dogg. And sometimes I use that guy too. Which it does get a little bit hairy though with some of the people I play with, being the only black guy in the group in the 1920s. I mean, cops are always asking me why I'm on the bus. If I talk to a white woman, I always get in trouble. It's like, damn. I thought the North was supposed to be different, but it ain't.
Nope.
Just as bad.
It makes me think of that episode of Justice League where they got sent to a fictionalized version of 1940s or 1950s, and it's like to John Jones, not John Jones, John Stewart, the Green Lantern. One of the guys will go, "You're a credit to your race."
Yeah, it's just like
It's like it's a nice, it's a nice time, 1950s. Oh yeah.
Mobius. Are you on X? And if you are, Are you? I can't remember the name. There's a guy on X. I swear to God, it has to be Mobius.
Mobius, I agree. My son works at my two of my sons work at the local movie theater, and he said the crowds are anemic for the movie. So because everybody knows Disney Plus will have it in 6 weeks. Why are you going to pay for it when you can just wait for Disney Plus and then you can watch it 3-4 times in a row?
Not
You
to
know what I'm
mention
saying?
it's not that good either. It's like, really?
Well, not to
Mandalorian?
mention that you know how people talk about fatigue. The biggest fatigue going right now is 100% Pedro Pascal fatigue.
Yeah.
People are just sick and tired of that bastard. I could really go without ever seeing Pedro Pascal again.
Yep. Mobius says no.
Oh, okay. Never even had Twitter. All right, just wondered.
Lucky bastard.
I mean, first off, they brought him out and he completely ruined Oberyn Martell. And now they just won't stop putting him in movies. And my favorite part about Pedro Pascal is when he gets up there and he says how he had to flee his country and he migrated to Sweden, right? The thing they don't tell you is the country he was fleeing was Chile after Pinochet took power because his parents were fucking communists. And he would have maybe got a helicopter ride, which he would have deserved, in my opinion. So, yeah, I've got no love for Pedro Pascal. I don't like anything he's in. And it pisses me off. He is the Mel Zendaya. He's not even that great of an actor. How does he keep getting put in every fucking movie? And
Because of the
Zendaya is
politics.
even worse. Zendaya couldn't successfully act as a plank of fucking wood. And
Yeah.
yet, she's in every fucking movie, excuse my language. She's in every movie. And it's just like,
Wait, Zendaya, was she the one that was in that Aquaman movie? Or am I thinking of a different person?
you might be thinking of Amber Heard, the
Maybe.
crazy one that pooped the bed and tried to kill Johnny Depp or whatever.
Maybe I was thinking of that one.
No, Zendaya was in Dune for some reason.
Ah,
This is something me and Raven used to argue about a lot because I would point out to him that the people of Dune were actually very homogenous and they looked Arabic. There were no black people on Dune unless they came from another planet, right? And he'd be like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, look, 10,000 years in the future is not 19 or 2026 LA. Stop it. Zendaya shouldn't have been there. Chani had red hair. It's very specific that Chani was a redhead. She did have a tan. I mean, she's a Fremen, but she had red hair. They had to throw Zendaya in. And she spent 2 movies in Dune acting like a bitch to Paul. Whereas in the book, Chani absolutely was in love with Paul and would have followed his ass straight into hell and believed he was, in fact, the Kwisatz Haderach. She didn't doubt it. No doubt at all from Chani. She believed, right? But then in the movies, Zendaya's like doubtful, and she even calls Stilgar kind of ignorant because the fucking apparently the Fremen from the southern Seaches are a lot more religious than the ones from the north or whatever, and it's just like, why are you here? What is going on?
well, I
All I
think
can
I'm gonna.
all I can imagine, and it's very crass to say, God forgive me for saying it, is she is blowing the shit out of these fucking directors or something. I mean, she has to be, and I would say Pedro Pascal is too.
Well,
You mean they're acting like what's her name? Kamala Harris?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like Kamala, she's down on her knees because everyone knows she loves
Yep.
Willie Brown, Arsenio Hall, just whoever, right?
Right.
So yeah,
anyway, I'm gonna have to go. It's almost game time for me. I gotta get ready.
we'll
All
go play
right.
your
I'll
game.
Have a
see
good
you.
one, Timmy.
Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, and I don't mean to be super crass about it, but damn, there is
You don't
no
have to worry.
logical reason
I've
that
got
that woman.
firsthand information. Uh, I've got firsthand informations that everything I just said was true. So
About what, Zendaya?
but no, about Kamala Harris. So
Oh no, everybody knows that's true. That's not even a thing. So like nobody's questioning that. Everybody knows Kamala Harris blew her way into her position with a man 3 times her age. And I think she went for Martell Williams or Montel Williams at one point. And she might, and I'm pretty sure she dated Arsenio Hall too. So she was definitely slinging it around to anyone she thought it would benefit her career to do so. And I'm wondering if, um, people will be like, well, that's sexist to assume that the only way a woman can get a job is by doing that.
no.
Well, okay. Not
Hold
if the woman is a horrible actor, though.
let's back it up just a second here.
Like if she was an
Yeah,
amazing
Kamala
actor, I
Harris
wouldn't
is
be
a part.
asking these questions.
Let me just say this because I heard this firsthand from somebody that actually met her. She's as dumb as a box of rocks.
Are we still talking about Kamala?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you can tell she's dumb. She gets up on stage and starts talking shit about unburdened by what was and what will be.
Yeah.
It's like, get the hell out of here. Even Democrats didn't like her. You know? Nobody liked her. And her laugh makes you just want to pull your own ears off.
Oh.
That freaking cackle like a witch. We did it, Joe.
Just
No, shut up.
just the oh God. I just I'm just telling you. I am thoroughly amazed, James, that
Them idiots are thinking about running her again. It's like,
God.
really? Really?
They couldn't take a big enough beating the first time. They want to do it again.
So,
well, maybe they'll run. What's her name out in L.A. Karen Bass or whatever her name is, the mayor
oh
of
my
L.A.
God. Right?
She's good. Did you see what Spencer Pratt's been doing out there? I was laughing my butt off when I saw
know
it.
he's been doing a lot of like music videos making fun of her.
Oh no, the latest one was he bought a pressure washer and a clear plastic sheet, and he's out there spray painting or not cleaning these sidewalks out there in LA and saying it just says this is what your city streets look like under, you know what I mean? We could have these streets this clean under Spencer Pratt. And the sidewalk went from black, where they put the stencil at, to white. So I was like, oh wow. So he's using guerrilla marketing out there, and I think he's gonna make a good run at it. I don't know if he'll win because of the Hollywood elite, but you know what I'm saying. So Mobius, dumb and drunk, a bad combination. Well, ain't that the truth? I
agree with him.
I wonder how she even got a law license. Just some of the things that have come out of her mouth. I'm wondering how she even got a law license. That's what I'm wondering, Mobius. I mean, was she like Keith Ellison here in Minnesota? Who does? I don't think he has. I don't know if Keith has still got his law license or not, but he basically relies on everybody in his department to do everything. Keith doesn't show up unless it's a major case like Derek Chauvin, and that trial about George Floyd. So,
Yeah, he kind of took a beating the other day. He started Memorial Day out by
Oh yeah, him and Walls down at
talking about freaking how we need to memorialize Fentanyl Floyd,
yeah.
and it didn't work out. Boy, they got their asses ripped on that one.
Oh, they're getting it beaten thoroughly up here in the press in Minnesota. So
They need to. It's like, so it's Memorial Day, the Yes Day, right? The day we remember all those boys that died on Omaha Beach and shit like that.
right.
And you want to bring up a meth head that everyone knows was not murdered by the cops. That was just the price that the government wanted to pay to prevent a riot. Whereas if I were your benign dictator, I wouldn't have done it. And when certain freaking people started rioting, I would have the National Guard called in and shoot them. Because according to our Constitution, looters and rioters get shot. And, because you do have the right to free expression, but you do not have the right to loot, burn, and pillage.
Well, hold on.
So,
Let's
yeah, I had to put it into that shit
let's
quick.
back up the truck. If this happened even 100 years ago here in Minnesota, the whole store owner would be able to shoot the person that's trying to break in or burn his building down.
Right.
Nowadays in Minnesota, they want to get rid of every single right you have to own a gun here in the state.
Right.
And
Here's the thing people don't realize. If that
luckily,
riot had happened while George Washington was president, he
Mhm.
would have marched the Continental Army in and shot them all.
Right.
Every one of them.
But see, here's
How
the
do I
thing.
know that? Because that's what he did when people in Kentucky decided they didn't want to go along. He said, okay, shit, fine then.
Well, the state, luckily here in the state Minnesota state legislature killed everything. They brought it into committee, and then in committee they just said, nope, we're not passing it. The Republicans all said F you, and the Democrats went, wah, and that was the end of it. So we're getting
Action issue.
yep, I see that.
That's just the way
It's either
it
on my
is.
end or your end there, big man.
And I can see you actually moving. So I don't know. Like you're moving just fine. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're moving and I can see you.
I can hear you just fine now, James. Something went wrong there for a minute.
Well, my screen, it's still saying, oops, connection lost, reconnecting.
Well, that's you, not me. I can see you. You're the one that's
Okay.
freezing up.
Now it fixed itself, maybe.
You got to tell your wife to quit downloading all those movies while you're sitting there.
She doesn't download anything.
It's your neighbor then. They've tapped into your Wi-Fi.
Nah. No, I think we just got shitty Wi-Fi. If to be brutally honest, I think our Wi-Fi is just really shitty.
So, well,
And I don't know why, because we've got like the best that they offered, I thought.
well, you know what? It's also how many devices you've got hooked up to it. So if you've got all your phones hooked up to it, you got 2 phones, 2 computers, 2 TVs.
That is a good point because the TV runs on the Wi-Fi because it's a Roku TV.
Yeah.
And our phones, yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot more stuff hooked up to it than.
Yeah, most
maybe.
people don't realize that you got to shut down, certain things and make sure you get your, and that's what we do at this house when we're watching movies. It's like, nope, we shut down everything except for 2 phones and the TV, and we don't have an issue.
See, I make sure to turn my TV off when I come in here, but I can't. I'm not going to ask my wife to turn her freaking TV off. I mean, plus she was working. She may still be, and that's all online for her. So yeah. So Mobius and Squirrel Hermit are wanting to riot.
Well, here's the problem. I'm going to be frank and honest with most of these people out here. You guys can say yay or nay to this. I think the biggest thing that needs to be done is we need to systematically get politicians in a government. First thing we need to do is put term limits on it, and the second thing we need to do is have a recall petition for those politicians right away. I mean, instantly we should be able to say, "Oh no, you're a member of Congress. You voted against what we said in the state we wanted, and tough luck. We're going to recall you." None of this. I'm here until 4 or 6 years from now. No, sorry, sucker. You fucked up on this one. You voted for gun control. We're from Wyoming. Yeah, we're gonna automatically go. Nope, you're out. We're
all 12 of us from Wyoming.
Right. All 12 of us are gonna vote. 11 of us are gonna vote for you to come. We're gonna recall you from Washington, D.C. And guess what? You're not gonna be able to run ever again for office in the state of Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever.
I believe our homies to the north and the British actually do have like a pretty robust recall system.
Right. We don't have that. And we need that because we need to start bringing back these politicians that vote against the state. Right. You know what I mean?
Well, anytime one of these assholes gets elected and goes up there and then immediately forgets all of his promises,
yeah,
it should be like recalled.
Yep.
Come on home. Explain why you're an idiot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing. The British are always recalling somebody or having some kind of election or something. So,
but you know what? We don't have to do it there's an election in Minnesota every 6 months. I mean, you can be on they might be up there for 6, 8, 9 months, but 9 months later, they're recalled. You know what I mean? It's just, here it is. There's a no confidence vote. You're recalled and you're gone. And then what we need to do is start telling these people in government, in these different government agencies, that if there's enough complaints about you, you're fired, period. If there are X number of complaints against somebody at let's say the Securities and Exchange Commission, no, right. You're fired. No, sorry, you're gone. You instantly get a axe. You do not get covered because the union says you get to stay there for 30 years.
And you know what the problem is, though, right?
Huh?
You know what the problem is?
What?
All the people who are powerful enough to make the laws you want made like this are the same people who would be most affected by it, and they're never going to allow that. So,
Oh, I know. That's why I say there should be term limits.
Except the people who could actually pass a law about term limits are never going to pass the law because it would directly affect them.
No. You would need a majority in the Congress of one party or another that said enough is enough, and say, here it is. We're going to have term limits, and that's it. We're also going to have a Bureaucratic Responsibility Act where these bureaucrats that get, they don't do their job, or they do it ineffectively, or they cause the government more money than they bring in, in a given year. Sorry, guess what? You're getting recalled or you're getting fired. It doesn't matter. We're done. You're an idiot. You went over and seized James' property because you found a bug on it, one little bug, and you called it an endangered species. So you seized his house. Sorry, it's one little bug.
That actually sounds like something that could happen in California.
Right, no, but transfer the bug. Move the bug back to where it usually belongs. You know what I mean?
OGG, how you doing, brother? But, well.
He says he's grabbing a shower. Okay, he's listening to us say something. We don't want you to turn on the camera while you're in the shower there, ODG. Mm-hmm. But anyways, no, that's what I'm saying, James, is that we need a system of recall for both bureaucrats and politicians. I mean, judges are elected except for federal judges, and the federal judges are in there through the um, Congress, and you know, getting them out of office is a thing too. I mean, there should be a 20-year limit on judges, as far as I'm concerned too. Just like, no, your 20 years are up, you're done, you're out. You know,
Whenever people talk about this situation, and it's not that I'm not sympathetic, I am, but there's a part of me that just wants to laugh and say, tried to warn you back in 1860.
oh no, I believe you. Well, here's the thing: is I don't like the Senate thing either. The Senate, where the Senate is elected instead of appointed by the state.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They should have left it as appointed by the state. Then you could have went, you're recalled. You know what I mean? You're an idiot. You're recalled.
Yep. The more I think about the Civil War, the more I think that what it really was like a woman wanting to leave her husband and her husband beating her until she literally had to stay. It seems to me like there should have been an amicable separation, but one side could not have that.
There could have been an amicable solution to the question of slavery, and it would have been really easy to amicably get that over with. And they could have put a 20-year moratorium on it and say, in 20 years, that's it. There's no more slavery. There's no more anybody born.
Well, they could have what the British did, which was buy all the slaves and then free them.
Right.
Which would have cost way less money than the Civil War cost.
And lives and everything else.
Right. Because for those people who were concerned about the slavery issue, yeah, it was a matter of something that was legal, that I legally purchased, is all of a sudden not legal, and you're just going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody likes the idea of that, even though we are talking about a human being, and I'm not pro-slavery or anything, but I can kind of get where if you look at it as a property right issue, because, okay, if they can take your slaves, then what else can they take? Whatever they want.
Right.
As we've seen,
Oh, yeah. I'm 100% with you.
So,
Oh,
Hey, Judge.
back.
I haven't seen you guys in a dog's age.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a dog's age either.
I have seen you talking to Max and crew.
Who I haven't seen in a coon's age is Bear. So
I've seen Bear. He was on freaking Shadow and Son's morning show with me a couple days ago.
Huh? I'm not a subscriber to Shadow and Sons, I don't think. So I gotta watch that.
Except then Mobius showed up and Bear quit the show.
Yeah, he does not care for Mr. Mobius.
And
Why
I'm
is
like,
that?
I was just sitting there being like, where'd Bear go? And I looked.
He's always like just fucking busting his balls about bullshit, and he gets annoyed by it.
Yeah. Well, he said he'll never probably join my channel again because he don't want to come over here and be abused. And I was like, what?
Abused?
Yeah. Not by me though. I don't abuse people except for Doc sometimes, but
You're still mean.
I know.
Okay, I found his channel, I think, here.
But Doc, you deserve it.
Oh, it's
You
the
found yours
second
now.
breakfast. It's the second breakfast thing. with
Yes,
Shadow.
on every day at noon, he has a lot of different people on. So like Bloodworth, myself, Bear, whomever. And a lot of times it's bullshitting around, but a lot of times we do actually talk about gaming, which is nice, occasionally to talk about gaming. And yeah, so I actually like his show. And when I remember, I try to join it.
I'll have to. That's noon. Is that noon California time?
That's noon Eastern time.
Okay.
It's 9 o'clock, I think, California time.
All right. That's
Yeah.
11 my time. Then.
What's he do that during the week?
Every weekday. And the reason he does
Yeah,
it
I'm never
is
around
that
for that.
used to be the slot that Hungar was always on.
Mm.
And when Hungar just stopped logging in and doing any live streams at all, Shadow just kept going. Except now, instead of the Hungar and Shadow and whoever show, it's Shadow and I like the name of it too, the Second Breakfast. That's kind of a good reference, you know. A little Tolkien reference in there. That's nice. I mean,
Well, then my morning reprobates is trying to get you out of bed at 9 o'clock in the morning. James, this is going to work for you.
see, here's the thing. A lot of times I am up way earlier, and then what'll end up happening is I'll get involved in doing stuff and forget Shadow's show is on until like I'm done doing whatever I was doing. And then I'll be like, oh shit. Because I'll get up and about 9 o'clock my time, I'll start, doing some work around. I mean, because you know how it is when you got a house, you're always freaking working on something.
Oh God, yeah. I did my garage yesterday.
Yeah, I wake up earlier now than I did when I was in the Army. Unfortunately,
It's like,
I would be
chicken
that way,
nonsense.
except for my girlfriend who lately has been like, "Hey, let's stay up and watch this movie." I look at the clock; it's 2 a.m. in the fucking morning. I go, "No, this has got to stop." So,
well, my wife is up at like 6:30 every day, even when she goes to bed at like 3 in the morning. She somehow will magically be up at like 6:30.
Yeah, I do that. I started doing that for years after I was in the Army. I woke up at 5 o'clock, bang, on the dot. Every day I could have gone to sleep 20 minutes earlier. I'm up at 5. Now it's 4 o'clock because of the chicken murder.
Chicken murder. Well, somebody's got to murder those chickens because I do love some chickens.
I don't even eat chicken anymore. I don't even want to be around it.
Understand?
Not that anything bad is happening there. It's not like dirty or anything. It's just,
yeah. See, I'm not that way. No matter how many deer I've ever shot or pigs I've ever slaughtered or chickens I've ever killed, I still want to eat them.
I still want to go boar hunting out down in Mississippi or Florida there. So
you know where the place is Florida or Texas.
Mm-hmm. Well, my buddy in Mississippi has invited me down, so I want to get down there and I want to get a boar and I want to put it on a spit. So
are you going to do it with a spear like a manly man?
Oh, yeah. What the hell? Actually, here's my plan. My buddy plays Dungeons and Dragons, so we're trying to get like 4 of us to go down there go down to Mississippi. And he said he'd bait him for a week, and we'd sit on the deck playing Dungeons and Dragons with our rifles right there. And as the pigs come out, we're gonna slaughter them. In the middle of the game.
Tell you,
orcs.
There are hunting guides here in Florida that will take you out with a boar spear so that you can kill a boar with a boar spear. If that's a thing you ever wanted to do.
No.
Well, I mean,
That's okay. I'm 58 years old. I'm a little older than most of you guys. I don't know if I'm older than Doc. So
I'm 57. You got a year.
Okay, so I'm older than both of you, and yes, I'm spry and I can get around pretty good, but I'm not climbing a tree to get the fuck out of the way of a goddamn boar.
I don't think I can get out of the way of an old lady with a walker at this point, to be honest.
I can still run maybe 50 yards pretty quick, but after that, I'm fucked because my knees ain't gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We all read about Vince getting done up like Robert Baratheon on a boar hunt.
Yeah.
It's like he's just a little bit too drunk, and the boar came around and lit him up. They will too, by the way.
Oh,
I
I know.
have, in my younger days, quite a bit of experience hog hunting, but we captured them. We didn't shoot them. We captured them
For
and
interrogation later.
used dogs for that, right?
Right.
And I'll tell you, man, they're smart, they're clever, and a big
There are
old boar,
animals out there, but like a dog. So you just
a
want to.
350-pound boar with those big tusks can
Oh, yeah.
light you up. I mean, and they know where to hit you. They'll drop your entrails right out on the ground.
Oh, I know.
Like your insides will be your outsides if you're not careful with those bad boys.
This is why I prefer to stay 50 yards away, 10 feet up in the air, and drop one.
Yeah. See, when I used to hunt hogs to eat them, I only ate sow.
Yeah.
I never eat boar.
Oh, I won't eat a boar. I've heard nastiness about boars, and no, they can get buried. I'll eat the sows and I heard the best are like the yearlings.
Right. The problem with a boar is like when you shoot them, depending, they can like basically release stuff from their testicles into their bloodstream,
Yeah.
and it'll make the meat just so gamey. It's just a real pain in the ass.
No thanks.
Like you can eat it, but bleh. But
Shark is like that too. If they're not killed very quickly, they like get urine all throughout their
yeah,
body.
it's like they flood their muscles with uric acid.
Yeah.
And that's why, speaking of shark, which is a little bit of a side thing, when you do get a shark, you're always best marinating it overnight in citrus juice or milk, depending on how you want to cook it. Like a good strong citrus juice, like a good grapefruit juice, is really, really best.
Yeah, I only had shark one time. I had a mako steak, and it was absolutely vile.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was in Michigan when I had it, which right off the bat was probably a mistake.
Yeah, because I don't know where they was catching those makos in Michigan.
I'm sure it was like frozen and sent in.
Like,
Well,
now,
that's
if it
like
was a
eating
bull
sushi at a
shark, I
truck
might
stop,
have been like, well, you never know.
It's like eating sushi at a truck stop, Doc. Just no.
Yeah, you're the one that Hungar got on the other day about that. This guy's eating sushi at truck stops. No.
Oh,
Of course, I can't.
Somebody
too
once
much
asked
crap.
me. Somebody asked me that question, and they just go, "Oh, how can you eat that truck stop food? Oh, you mean sushi at a truck stop?" I said, "It's delicious," and they just look at me like, just like, okay, that's I had to just it's
I
just
have
one of those.
ate more than my share of roller hot dogs
Yeah.
in my life.
We actually have a. I don't. Do you have a? Oh my God, I go there twice a day, and I can't think of the name of the place. Sunstops by you?
We do have sun stops.
Yeah, that's like not actually bad as far as gas station food goes because they have actual kitchen.
No, we have the number one beats even Bucky's food place for a convenience store. It's called Quick Trip. They rock.
You're just mad because you're not allowed in a Buc-ee's.
Guess what? I don't
What?
care. It looks like a tourist trap to me.
Oh no! What I was
Buc-ee's
shocked,
looks like to me.
I saw it like 3 or 4 years ago. There was still a Roy Rogers operating in Georgia.
I believe
I
it.
You
would
guys
be
remember
surprised.
those? Those
Yeah.
like disappeared. And there's a couple A&Ws up there too. I saw along the highway.
You know
Usually
what
like
the
in
weirdest
another
thing to
store.
me is? We went to we went up north recently. I have never seen more Captain D's in my life than in Georgia. There's not a Captain D's anywhere within 100 miles of where I live. You get into Georgia and it's like a Captain D's at every stop. And
Looks
I'm
like
just like,
all the
what
Roy
is-
Rogers right now are up in the Northeast, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey.
Oh, I haven't seen one. I didn't see one. There was one when I grew up in Caldwell that had one, but I hadn't seen one in forever.
Oh, I remember eating at Roy Rogers. That was
Yeah,
pretty
we used to go there all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was in Bloomfield, New Jersey, I think it was the last Arthur Treachers in the
Oh,
country.
that's coming back too. I
That-
heard.
that went away.
No, they're coming back.
Oh, are they? Did somebody buy it?
I was reading something about that. Arthur's Teachers. They have them in Cleveland, Ohio.
So nowhere in the real world where you would actually
Yeah.
go. It's like the ghost of the
Cleveland,
last restaurant.
Akron. Yeah,
Cleveland.
there's 3 of them left in the world. They're in the Cleveland, Ohio area.
So there's 3 of them left in the world, and they're like in the worst city on the planet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember Long John Silver's, and
There's a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
like
those
the
around.
Long
There's
John
one.
Silver's.
It's a long way from here, but there is one in
Well,
Florida.
you know what?
Florida somewhere.
you know the
Yeah.
reason why Long John Silver's went under is they started using that cheap fucking goddamn vegetable oil to cook their food. If they would use beef tallow like they did for regular fish and chips, like the English did, then you'd get the good fry on them and everything else. So
Oh, I ate a lot of that when I was over there. That was good fucking cod when I was in
oh
Britain.
yeah.
I
Well, you got
really
one
liked
place
it.
here called the Anchor in town here that's what they cook cod in, is beef tallow and all their fries. Oh my god.
Oh,
Good
you're happy
stuff.
about getting Dunkin' Donuts, Mobius. That practically makes you a Bostonian.
Dunkin' Donuts. Ugh.
I don't know what it is with people from Boston, but God, they love Dunkin' Donuts. They won't shut
Dunkin'
up.
Donuts. Ugh. Ugh.
That's as
No,
generic
thanks.
as
I
it
would rather have
gets.
a local bakery than Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'
They had
Donuts
good
is
coffee.
not terrible if you don't have. See, I'm lucky. We've got a local donut shop that's ran by this family of Vietnamese people, and they've been doing it since like the 70s. And they make everything awesome. But when I was going on rotations to like hospitals and shit, I'd swing into the Dunkin' Donuts, grab 2 dozen just assorted, and bring it in and like give it to the nurses. And it ensured that my day at the hospital was going to be awesome. It's kind of a thing. And it's the same with the fire department. If I had to go do a ride with the fire department when I was in like paramedic school or something, I would always bring at least a dozen donuts. At
Oh yeah.
least.
Well, I have a tradition when my friend Rockford, Steve Rockford from the Blackmore game, is playing at Wesley's house. I always bring oatmeal raisin cookies with me from Quick Trip, and it's my distraction because Rockford's a really good player, and if I put the cookies out there, it distracts him enough that I can probably maybe win a game.
Nice stonework.
Yeah. The reason I do that is because my Chief Carroll told me to do that. And he said if I did that, then I'd have a much easier time. And it's 100% true because sometimes you would go to a rotation and there would be more than you there. There'd be like another student there. And if you brought gifts to the ER nurses, but the other student didn't, you know who's cleaning shit all day.
Yeah. Well, when I ran my trucking company, I had 20 something trucks. I had a guy out in LA. I'd send him a box of steaks every 3 months from Omaha Steaks.
Yeah.
Guaranteed my trucks would get loaded before anybody else. I'd call him up and say, here's one of your trucks I've got coming to LA. Can you load them? Yep. Click.
I don't think I've eaten an actual steak in over 2 years.
Oh my
gotten
God.
it's gotten so expensive. I'm craving it now that you bring it up.
Depends on where you buy them. You know what I do, Doc? I go to Costco and I buy the tenderloin, the beef tenderloin that's about yay long, about the size of your screen long. And then I cut those into steaks, and it's so much cheaper. It is so much cheaper than buying the individual wrapped steaks and everything else. And they're just as good. So that's what I do. I buy those tenderloins, and they make just fine steaks. So
that is what my wife and I do. But she don't buy the beef tenderloin. She buys like the beef shoulder or butt roast or whatever.
Right.
and then I cut the steaks off of it, and then I make stew meat out of bits of it, and
Right.
I butcher
So
it.
that's what we do with the smaller steaks that we get. Sometimes those tenderloins, you only get about that much at the end. And it's just
Right.
like, all right, we'll just chop this up and we make those into stew meat. We throw them in a baggie and just say, here you go.
That's exactly what I do. Throw them in the baggie, label them,
Yeah.
and then when it's time to make curry or stew or something like that, bust out that stew meat and go at it.
Yeah.
When Hortons was actually Canadian, see,
Yeah, they got bought by Burger King way back when, and then they got bought by another company, and then they got by another company. I don't even know. Hortons isn't even the same owners. I mean, 20 years ago they got bought by Burger King. So was it Wendy's or was it Burger? I think it was Wendy's bought it. Wendy's bought Hortons, and from there it just went downhill. Once Dave Thomas died, right in the ground. It was all about money. These big capital firms, these big venture capital firms and their money. It's just ridiculous.
that's what they do. They buy up a business, and if they can't make it make money, they just tear it apart.
Yep, they sell all the property like Red Lobster. They sell all the property, and then they just go, oh, well, we sold all the property. We don't care, and that's it. So
Yeah.
it's I don't want to say capitalism is great, but in this instance, it sucks ass. You know what I mean? And some of the things that those venture capital firms can do, like running these companies into the ground, are ridiculous. There should be a law for financial mismanagement, because look at Toys R Us. They were making money up until they got bought out by a venture capital firm, and then they went right into the dirt. So, I mean, I don't know if you live in an apartment or something like that. I mean, a big apartment complexes are starting to get bought up by all these venture capital companies for 50, $60 million. And you're looking at it going, that's a 30-year-old apartment building with 300 units in it. And they spent, $30 million on it. And they're raising the rents to, 25% across the board. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, a bunch of companies are doing that. I always want to call them Blackwater. It's not that. It's Black something.
It's Vanguard, Front Street,
BlackRock.
and BlackRock. Yeah.
Yeah, they're buying. They were buying entire towns up.
Well, what they're doing, and I'll tell you because I've studied this stuff, Doc. What they do is BlackRock is BlackRock. They'll form another company, an LLC, or another company in Delaware. That little company there will buy up all these places in Minnesota, and that's all they specialize in, all these places in Minnesota. And another one they'll form up in Arkansas and Florida and this and that, or they'll do it by region. And if they go bankrupt, they just throw up their hands and go, oh, we're so sorry, but it can't affect our, you know what I mean, our big BlackRock stuff, because all it was is a pass-through company. The money would go to Delaware. The Delaware company would pay back the loan to BlackRock, and that's how it is. And these are just money managers that sit there and go, okay, well, we need to pay back X number of dollars next month to BlackRock, so we're going to up the rent on everybody 25% for that apartment building. They can afford it. We don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all companies do crazy shit like that. Like whenever there's an oil tanker accident, not a penny ever gets paid. Exxon has never paid 1 red cent for that Exxon Valdez thing, because they make each ship, it's its own corporation. Oh, we're bankrupt.
Right. And we got Lloyd's of London to pay for that,
Yeah, that needs to be fucking changed. It needs to, wherever the money traces to, whoever ultimately owns this, fuck you, cough it up.
Right. But bankruptcy is bankruptcy. We got to change the bankruptcy laws. They need to be tweaked. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. They should be tweaked.
That's the only thing I would say, because I'm militantly against the student loan forgiveness bullshit, because I don't think I should have to pay for somebody's gender studies degree.
Oh,
but
God.
I would allow people in student debt to go bankrupt off it. That's the change I would make. And
I would
let the
allow
banks
that.
eat shit over
I
that.
would allow that, James, if they could really prove a hardship, meaning, okay, I'm 20 years out and I still owe the same amount of money as I did when I graduated. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I think we got to do something for you. You know what I mean? There's got to be some relief.
And they would get rid of a lot of those stupid programs if everybody who went through them fucking defaulted and they never saw any of that fucking money.
Oh God, I know somebody that got a degree in pottery, a master's degree in pottery.
There would definitely be a lot more stringent requirements to get into college if there was a chance that the college was not going to profit.
Well, look at
now they can let anyone they want in, and it doesn't matter because they can let people into their learning centers.
Yeah.
And it, even if they're dumb as bricks and they fell or they get stupid,
but if my kids just quit college, you just
degrees, then that doesn't affect the school at all. And then the other thing, and this was something I think that came out a while back, like Harvard has so much money.
Oh, they're great. They're
investors or whatever.
They got
those big Ivy League schools are just hedge funds with a little communist daycare center attached to them.
Right. It's like they had so much money, and people were asking, the question, why is the federal government giving them tax dollars when they've got billions of dollars in their own accounts?
That they pay no taxes on.
Right.
Yeah, that they paid no taxes on.
That's another thing. It stopped in this government. If you guys go up to what's the name of that? The grant thing for the federal government, you should see all the grants that they give out. I was up there the other day, just typing around just to see what was going on. I'm looking at some of it, and I was like, one of them was for individuals to go to Italy to spread the word about how great America was. Basically, is what it said. I'm just like, are you serious? They're up there. They're willing to give grants up to $20,000 for people.
Well, hold on now.
Huh?
I need to look into that grant.
It was just like, I was like, oh, okay.
Can you see me as an ambassador for America? Rolling into Rome, like America's awesome.
All right. But I mean, we got grants up there that make no sense. You know what I mean? So it's
I got no grant when I went to college because my dad was a 100% disabled Vietnam veteran, and I had the GI Bill. So I didn't need anything. I was like, I already got the discount because of the veteran dad, and I had the GI Bill.
But
now, did it work out for me? No. I lasted about one semester and said, fuck this, and got a job laying block.
Right.
Because
here's the thing.
I didn't like college at all, any part of it.
Right. But here's the thing, is that...
And maybe because I'm dumb. I don't know. That's possible.
Oh, well. You know what, James? You're too much of an independent thinker. That's the problem. You cannot get into the mindset of a college professor looking down at you and going, communism is good.
Well, see, we never had that. Like when I was in school, especially here in the deep South, there was none of that shit. You know what it really was is I'd gotten out of the Army, and after having spent my 4 years following orders, I kind of just didn't want to follow orders. And that doesn't mean that the college people were telling me anything. It just meant I didn't want to wake up at any particular time unless I wanted to, right? I'm going to college, but I'm not really making any money or anything. Or I can wake up at 6 and drag my ass out onto the job site, making $15 an hour, you
Right.
know, back in like 91,
Yeah.
92, you know, and I could be the guy that hangs out in the group that's got the job and can buy the beer and all the chicks like because I got
Here's
my own
my
place.
experience with college professors, though, James, and this is one of the reasons why I didn't go to college, is that I was in an argument with a college professor, and I said, well, if you can buy a piece of machinery 3 years old and it's going to give you 5 years of service and it's a 60-70% discount over buying something new, why would you buy the new thing? Well, you should buy the new thing. And he started going off about these tax breaks and blah, 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 blah. And I just looked at him and said, it still doesn't make economic sense to my brain why you would do something like that. And he's just like, well, you'll learn when you grow up, and you'll be. And to this day, I'm still like befuddled by his logic that I should buy new stuff to, you know, operate a business. And I'm like, if perfectly good use is gonna do, then why would I buy new? You know what I mean?
See, I can't even do that because it's like I have a history of being a horrible student. So I can't blame college professors for my actions. I was a horrible student all the way from elementary school.
Oh well.
I never wanted to be there. I went there because I was forced to, and any chance I got to not be there, I took it, boy. Let me tell you. Um, and it was just the way I was. I just didn't want to go to school. I wanted to be out in the woods doing, I don't know, Conan the Barbarian shit or something. I don't know what I wanted. What I knew is I didn't want to sit my ass in a chair for 8 hours a day.
Oh God.
That's what I knew. I didn't want to do that. I'd rather do anything else. So yeah, I came up through the Army and then was very blue collar right up until retirement. And yeah, if I'd been smarter and stuck to school and everything, maybe I could have become a doctor or made millions of dollars. But you know what? I don't care because that's just not what I wanted to do. Now, people who do get through college and get good degrees and stuff, I respect the hustle. I do. But I'm just going to be honest. I am not a college guy.
Well, James, I'm going to tell you what. Most of the college guys I know that have higher degrees, let's say lawyers and stuff like that, when it comes down to practical things like, oh, I don't know, pounding a nail into a wall, yeah, not the brightest bulbs in the bunch. They're always going to need guys like me, you, and Doc. You know what I mean? We know how to find a stud in a wall. We can hang a picture and not have a problem. We don't need it. We don't need it, you know, to watch a YouTube video to do it. We're just, this is pretty easy. We'll get this done pretty quick. I mean, I had a former brother-in-law that worked for a Fortune 500 company. He had 3 tools in his toolbox. That was it.
Well, depends on the tools.
A hammer and a couple screwdrivers.
Wrong
and
tool.
Pliers.
Everyone knows, based on Clint Eastwood, that you need a roll of duct tape, a can of WD-40, and a pair of vice grips. And with these 3 tools, you can fix 90% of your problem.
Including
the duct
people.
tape makes things that move that shouldn't move, not move. And the WD-40 makes the things that ain't moving that should move. And then, I mean, you know, you got your vice grip.
You know, society is pretty bad when they have videos on YouTube that it's dad. It's like a dad show. The dad's showing these people how to do things like raking your lawn properly, mowing your lawn, putting hedge trimmer, you know, putting you know the cartridge in a hedge trimmer and stuff like that. Just like, ooh.
Well, I had to go to YouTube a couple of times though myself. About a year after I bought this house, the garbage disposal decided to take a dump.
Yeah.
I had no idea how to change a garbage disposal, so I watched this guy talk me through it. Went in and did it. I mean, I'm not super comfortable with dealing with live electricity.
Yeah.
but I can. You know, I
Right.
don't like to, but because in order to deal with this thing, I had to turn the water off, remove it, then unwire it. And it wasn't on a switch, it was just wired right in. So I had to pop the caps off, put the new one in, get it all set up, and then while it was
Rewire it?
still live,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be an electrician. All the electricians I know have like multiple horrible electrocution stories.
you know,
Well,
it's just the fact
this
that you're
is
hanging out
why
and
you
you
have a
get killed by
tester at all
something you can't
times.
see.
And
Right?
I don't. And yes, James, there's a way to shut off the electricity to your kitchen dish disposal. It's usually just a little thing on the wall. As long as that thing's off, you're good.
I know where it is. And I was like, no, F it. I can do this. Just grab it
and
back far enough on the plastic and I pinch it together and then put your cap on and duct it or electrical tape it. It's fine.
yeah,
That
well,
shit's been working since, you know. I mean,
I've done a few of them, and the thing is that most of the time I get called over. Somebody says I need to get my, my garbage disposal done. First thing I bring out is a little Allen wrench, and I just get underneath it and I twist it around.
oh, that button. Yeah,
Right.
you got to twist it around because sometimes there's just shit caught in it.
Right, and then you reach in there and with your hand, you dig out the bone or whatever it is, or plastic, and you
Yeah,
throw it
it's
away.
like a
You
freaking.
turn on the water, hit the switch. Okay, goodbye, and you walk out the door.
Yeah,
You're looking at- you know,
it's like a 1/4 inch Allen key.
right.
And you just put her in there and give it a couple good spins, and it'll grind up whatever's holding it up.
Or loosen it up, and it's just like,
Or
okay,
loosen it up a little bit, and you're good. Mine was just like after I took it off, I looked in it, and
it was
this
fried.
house was built about 15 years ago. It had one owner, and they died of old age before we bought it, right?
Right.
And so that garbage disposal was 15 years old.
Well, they don't make stuff like they used to, but
So since I've moved in, I've had to replace the garbage disposal, the dishwasher. I had to buy my dishwasher a dishwasher. A new fridge, a new washer dryer, new mailbox because some asshole hit our mailbox.
That's when you fill it full of concrete. I had a farmer
We
friend.
painted every wall in this house when we moved in.
We had a farmer friend who the kids like to go around and hit mailboxes with baseball bats driving down the road. He cured that real fast. He decided after his third mailbox, and he was living in a hobby farm, he filled the post. He put one of the plastic things down. Instead of driving a piece of wood down there to hold it, he put steel rods and concrete, and he filled it all the way up. And then he decided, you know what? Screw this. He made a double-sided mailbox. He put one mailbox inside the other, filled the inner part of it with concrete. Next time the kids came around, they hit it with a hammer. They got a rude fucking awakening. Nothing illegal about the mailbox at all, but the kid broke his arm. Let's put it that way.
I never did all that stupid shit, run around attacking mailboxes.
Well, country kids are country kids, and sometimes they just need a lesson. They never.
Yeah, well, I think my problem was I was a country kid, but it was too far to the nearest mailbox.
Yeah.
Plus, I was probably related to them. I know it was. So it was like, well, I'm going to go and knock my cousin's mailbox down. He knows who it is because I'm the only one that lives on the street for like 5 miles. It's like, who in the hell drove that far out of their way through the hollers and hills of Kentucky to knock the mailbox down? That's insane. You never do that.
Worst thing I did with a mailbox, I ran into one when I was a kid, driving down the street, and had to go back the next day and fix Mrs. Foss's mailbox.
Right.
So I had dug it up and replaced it and put a new post in. And the mailbox itself was fine. This is the post that went over and said, all right, fine. But, hey, you live and learn as a young kid. But, I mean, it's all.
You know what I learned a lot? And this wasn't as a young kid. I learned how stupid people are because for a while, and I mean a good while, when I worked for the city in the water department, I was the guy in the city that I live in whose whole job was repairing fire hydrants. So every time someone hit a freaking fire hydrant at any time, day or night, it was my job to get out there and fix that thing. And the good news is most fire hydrants, they're designed to break in half and not leak. But every now and then,
You
a
got the
car will
guys
hit
there.
it just right, and that thing will start throwing water. As a matter of fact, sad story, this car hit a hydrant down on 10th Street here, and it threw so much water because the hydrant actually broke at the 90 underground that the car fell into the hole and the people in it drowned.
Oh Jesus!
Holy shit.
Well, the thing you have to understand is that those 4-inch pipes, they put out so much water. Like one time, someone hit a hydrant in this 7-Eleven parking lot. By the time I got there to find the turn-off key to turn that water off to that hydrant, it had destroyed half of the 7-Eleven parking lot. It was a crater 7 feet deep. And
You got
probably
that
30,
sandy
40
soil
feet
down there. I believe it. I totally believe
You know,
it.
I actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen a hot fire hydrant in a long time.
Well, if you live way out in the boonies, maybe not. But
I mean,
here
in town,
where
there's some
I live, we've got
standpipes,
a
like
fire
not right
hydrant.
at the buildings,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing I ever see anymore.
See, we've got fire hydrants every 300 feet. And one reason you do that is because there's a thing called an ISO. And the ISO is your insurance, whatever, right? So if you've got a fire hydrant within so many feet of your house, so many 100 feet, it reduces your house insurance
Ah.
and the thing like that. But
All right,
man,
gentlemen, it's been 2 hours of chatting with you guys. I got to go upstairs and throw some shit on the Barbie. So,
Yeah, I
same.
got to go eat myself.
all right. Hasta la vista. James,
Good
read
seeing
that
you guys.
stuff at you. We'll talk to
I
you guys
will.
later. All right, bye-bye.
Bye bye.